What's up, everybody? It's me, the guy with the tie, and today we're talking about my layout. I've been posting a few videos of vehicles. Well, I'll keep doing that, but my area is down there now because I decided to bite the bullet and start building. It's one of the more difficult things to do sometimes, as many people know. But let me give you a quick tour of what we're doing. So this is the Plotsylvania, or Plotsville. I call it that because I love Rocky and Bullwinkle, and it's a funny name to go with. Oh boy, my shoulder hurts, so the Betamax is all kinds of fun. The Pottsylvania Spur, or Pottsville Spur. We'll come up with something better, and we'll put it on Facebook. Keep everybody up to date. So let's begin our tour. So first we have all our fireman's caps, what I call these. Our three-way toggles. Our light dimmers, we're going to put lights all around here and all around there. Oh, yeah. And so that, the lighting, I know my battery just died. The lighting will all be done this weekend. I don't know about painting yet. I might just get a mural or something. So this is, the area is still in question. I think we're going to put a switch here. It's going to go like this. And go like that, and then run that way as well. Go to that corner. This ended up being a little wider than I thought. So this area, we're going to have an industry right here. Okay, like a warehouse, something. It's going to be the R. England metal scrapping and welding, fabrication. And there'll be like an office here. We'll see. It might be here, it might be there. This area is still kind of up in the air. But that will be the office of Price, Cushing, and Lee. So the train will go this way, and head towards our town. Okay, there'll be a road right here. It'll go back there. We're still figuring out things back there. So we're going to go over here. So this is still in the question of what it's going to be. But this building here of insurmountable size, it's going to have to be custom made. I couldn't find anything close. This building is going to be the market, Crossroads Market, and Lee's. So when I was growing up, there was a place called the Crossroads Market. It's still there today. It's not called Crossroads anymore. It's on 23 East Romney Lane, I believe, so you can look it up. And it is a market and a laundromat. So Lee's Laundromat was there. Both are gone now. Now they're called something weird and was repainted white. So we have a road here. Got some cars. Hi, cars. So the arrow changed to 80s and 90s. Just to give you a heads up. It didn't really change. Just my uncle, when he passed, he left me all this old stuff. But I didn't grow up in that era. I grew up and I worked with SP. When I moved to America, my house was literally this close to the tracks. I kid you not. There was enough space for a laundry line. There we go. Get the proper lines. And then there was a fence. And if you open that door while the train's going by, the door would have been taken off of our fence. That's how close it was. And the homeless like to, or hobos like to jump off the trains. All that fun stuff. All right, so this is going to be something else. So I kind of switched this. I was thinking Ed's Market was another market that I remember from my childhood. Well, getting here, we ended up first in Scottsdale, Arizona, Fresno, and then Salinas, back to the homeland pretty much. Salinas is a huge land. We've been here since the dawning. So we move on here. So again, unnotable buildings. To this building here, which is going to be a tilt-up made by the Campbell Company. Let me grab that. So, okay, I'm moving the cord. Get the cord out of my way. So here's a few of the buildings. I was going through what I have. So I got this Sidham warehouse. I'll show you where that goes in a moment. This is actually from Ireland. This was a gift to me when I was like 6 or 7. Luckily, I did not make it. So it's all unmade. So we'll see how we can professionally have this thing done up. When we moved to Fresno, there was a ton of these. One of the most famous ones, or still standing one, is on Van Ness. I think it's literally called the Van Ness I forgot. I'll have to look it up. I believe it's still on Van Ness. But there's a lot of those. They've been getting torn down, though. They're terrible offices. My mom used to work at one as a medical hospital billing department. In the winter, they're cold. In the summer, they're hot. Every other time, it's just miserable in general. Here is the tilt-up made by Campbell. And, of course, we got some Pike stuff. I've been just looking at them, see what can be done with them. They're in between what I like and don't like. So back over here, we have a in-scale building I got to fix, but this shows you that we're definitely talking about details. So this space right here, or this space, will be taken up by a shell station made by Summit Custom Cuts. My friend Raul has been working on it for over a year now. We'll see what happens. I think it'll end up there. It's impressive, and I don't like anything going to waste. So we're going to move down over here. So here's going to be grassy stuff, blah, blah, blah. Weeds, garbage, pick your choice. Stuff that exists throughout all of history. People keep talking about the past being history. Boy, howdy, I have pictures from the 40s and 50s. This place was a mess. This space right here is going to be a Custom Cuts Denny's. I was going to make this the gas station, but it's not enough space for it, I don't believe. The Denny's, on the other hand, could sit like this and whatnot. I have a full interior for it and lots of details. So we move on here to a dead-end road. So I'm basing this space off of where I used to work. And this motel still exists. But I'm not going to build this, or I'm not going to have this motel built. This motel is going to be the Economy Inn on John Street. If you ever want to look it up, Salinas Economy Inn, John Street. It's brown and it's ugly. This will be another Salinas motel as well. These are going to be the new cornerstones once they come out. This is going to probably take 5 of them to make this, and probably 4 to make this. So we're going to move on. I'm working on these right now. We got some Heart of the South palm trees. Going to have a lot of palm trees around. Palm trees are very popular. And that's where that one Spanish office is going to go. That really old kit from Ireland was actually made in Spain, but I remember a store was selling them. So we're going to move on here. This is where the Sidem warehouse is going to go, possibly other industry, but most likely it's going to be pallets and wood. You get the idea. So we move on here. This is how just to show everybody, this is how the switches function. So we're going to have some more 2x4s stick out here to about this length, and then I just went brain dead. What are those called? Oh, as a contractor and a carpenter, I am a failure in forgetting the kickboards, and I don't remember what their official name is. So this is how this is going to work, or the switches, the Cato switches are going to work. So you flick it up to turn it left, and then you pull out this and zap yourself, and it switches, and then you put it back, and oh, we got to get out of here, and it switches you back. Okay, so we head on this way, pass by the really fragile airplane so I don't hit it with a cord and hate my life. And we come up here to this tunnel. This tunnel is probably 30 years old. One of the first layouts I ever made, probably 22 or 23 years ago. My dad made this for Christmas. I put it on it. It's been around. So this swings around. So as I said, this is kind of a point-to-point layout and not. And then this goes all the way over to there. So I have to go backwards so I don't trip over anything and wreck my life. Point to point as in this is 1 point. I'm thinking like that's 1 point. I was going to put like a switch at the end. Let me get my eye in there. Yes. At the end. And there'd be like a warehouse or something. So yeah. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So question is, why am I using Cato track and not Pico track? I do have some Pico track, but when my uncle passed, he had a ton of Cato track. And luckily, a lot of it was this 34th and a quarter radii curve. Or this 30, I think this is 32 and 3/8 radii curve. So some really good curves. And also, biggest thing, Cato track is idiot proof. It is the most idiot proof thing ever. I'm going to be doing wiring coming up and putting up the lights, and then putting some cork board down. And the next thing to make Caddo track really nice. So we're going to put corkboard down, make it quieter, even though it actually is very mute as it is. But the corkboard I have is 1/4 inch. So it's the same height as this bed, which means that it's going to look like this, which in the long run, with a lot of, talent and skill and patience, and I have one, just not the other two. I have a lot of patience. You can blend this into this track. Actually looks reasonable. Its switches are the only thing I'm kind of upset about, because if they die, unlike Pico switches, this thing is permanent. So it's locked open. And yes, I know it will short like this. That's why I have a ton of feeders. The reason why I've stopped working on this is I'm trying to figure out feeders. I really am. So that's where I am at this point. And as you can see, we've gone pretty far. I'm very happy with what's been done. Actually, no complaints whatsoever. Like I said, this area was kind of like the town it passes through. And this will be the work area, which is reasonable. Makes it fun. And at the moment, it's going to be DC, but with ease, I can switch it over to DCC. That's why there's so many feeders. I'm using 14 gauge wire. And these are the lights. So a client wanted these lights outside. Then they didn't like them, so they gave them to me. I'll take free lights. Just like pretty much a lot of this plywood was also from a client. It was too thin. And I went, shoot, I'll save it. So I've had this for a year. Or, no, I had to buy 2. But I've had a bunch of these pieces for a year. I'm sorry, I had to remind myself. So I'm going with modern because, well, or not modern, but, relative, because I grew up with it. I worked with Southern Pacific for a little while when I worked in a warehouse, loading and unloading things. So here's a little bit of image of the train going by. Choo-choo, all that happy stuff. Everything's pretty beautiful, and this is my world, and I'm having tons of fun. So beyond that, God bless, take care, and I'll catch you all next time. So to make this bridge work, I have an old Lionel bridge, and what I'm going to do is cut a notch like this, and then the same notch right here, and put a piece underneath. Get a 2x4, it goes across, and the bridge will go across. It's a no-gauge bridge, but nothing's supposed to really go past this point. So it's there for when I want to work for 8 hours. I just want to listen to trains. All right. God bless. Take care, and I'll get you all next time.